Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deanne. This is the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. We start here with Chapstick the Crazy just because of like stuff like this, and I'll tell you what is on my face so far and why it's looking patchy as hell. I do curse sometimes on my channel, so I'm trying to remember to say that in my intro. The crazy, yeah, because of stuff like this, and a troll just making light of the perfection aspect of the beauty community because there is no such thing. And so this channel is about self-acceptance, self-love, embracing how you look, embracing your features, even though we like to play in face paint. So if that sounds good to you, stay tuned, and I'll also show you what else I do on this channel. So this video, first of all, real quick, I was sleepy, and for some reason, sometimes when I'm sleepy, I'm like, oh, I'll play in face paint. So I put on the KVD Lock-It Powder Foundation in Tan Deep 190, which is too dark for me. I did not even put on any primer, and so that's why my face is looking patchy, because that is too dark. And I used a fluffy brush, but it still just went on. I didn't even put on primer. I think I might have just said that. And it's really dark around my mustache area and right here for some strange reason. And so I tried to tone it down with the Fashion Fair Set It Loose setting powder, excuse me, Truly Tawny, which is a good match for me, but it didn't work to tone it down because this is so dark. So that's what's going on with that. Prior to that, I did my brows with the Fenty Brow MVP, and I used it again, and I'm clicking it, and this is it. There's just a little tiny nub. And so I used the nub. I just get so excited when I finish a product. And for my cheeks today, since I used the powder foundation that's too dark, I used the NARS High Profile Cheek Palette. This is the brush I used for that. I dipped in here. I put that on my cheeks, which you can't tell because the powder foundation is too dark. Then I dipped in this shade here. And put that here and along here, which you can't tell because the foundation is way darker than that. And I took the highlighter just on the tip of the brush and put that right here. So that's everything that is on my face. And so for my first time, I'm going to use the Martine Cosmetics 699 eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like. I love the postcard that came with it. Abracadabra, bitch. I am loving this. And so the looks that I'm going to recreate are looks that Nikki Raven did on her video that aired on October 26, 2021. Of course, my looks are not going to look like her looks because her looks are always amazing, and I'm a troll. So, I mean, you know what you're going to get when you come here on this channel. So this is look number 1, and I am going to do them in separate videos, whereas she did all of hers in one video. And I think she said it was 3 looks, 3 or 4, but for one look, she did one on one eye and one on the other. And I do know that sometimes people do that, and they do just wear that out. So I have a total of 5, and so this is going to be 5 looks, 1 palette, and I will break it up into individual videos. And so I'm going to start with priming my eye with the Fenty eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to cut this part out. So this is what the palette looks like on the inside. I love that it has this little handle here. I love the hardware on here. This is like a velvet-ish or something, and it has an embossment. Well, it's actually not even embossed, it's engraved because this is textured. This is really nice. And the inside, I have not even swatched this palette. I ordered it in, I believe, the end of October. It took 2 weeks for it to get here, which is not bad because it came from Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll write that information below, and I'll link that video below where I did show this video. But this is all sorts of grungy goodness. And so I am really digging this. This has the icon that's on here. And this has a 6, this has a 6, and this has a 9. And those are the only embossments in the palette. So I'm really excited to get into it. I'm going to put the shadow placement below because I don't have the proper accent to say the shade names properly. And even though some of the names do look like names that we say here in the United States, because this is not a United States palette, I know that it's not pronounced the way we do. So I'll do the best I can. And so we're going to take Medusa. Where is she? This shade here. For some reason, You see this, right? It looks purple and then it's green. Oh, I thought I was seeing things. That's why I was like, wait, what? Because I do have problems with color perception sometimes. And I looked at it here and it looked green. And then when I looked at it here, it looked purple. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? But yeah, look at that. So that's going to go on the lid. And she does do her transition shades first. But you guys know me, I'm backward because I'm a troll. And I should have swatched these first. And so we're going to put this all over the lid. And I will do swatches on the back of my hand. And then I will swatch later on my arm to post on Instagram. This is my first ever experience. As I said, I have not even swatched this palette. It's been just sitting here waiting for me to use it since I received it. And I knew I wanted to do all 5 of the looks because I do believe she used all of the shades in this palette, which I like to use when I do first get a palette. But it came during Vlogmas. And so I was like, okay, when am I going to get to do this palette? Well, actually do a video doing looks with it, because I could have just played in it, but I wanted to play with it with you guys. And so I waited, and I'm finally, as you see, getting to it. Oh, look at, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This is beautiful. This is an Hourglass number 3 brush. Do you guys even care about what brushes I use? I know some people do say and some don't. So let me know if you care. And so in my description box lately, I've just been putting the brush brand, not particularly the actual brush and the number or the name of it. But if you guys don't care, I will stop doing that. And even if you say you don't care, you'll still see it and hear it in videos until then, because today, I think I did say, is January 8th. I don't know when this is going to go up. It might be February by the time it goes up. So what I'm saying is by the time you see this, you may have heard me say what the brushes are. Oh, look at that shade. That is this. Oh, I'm going to cut out doing this eye. Next, we're going to take Makrita. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'll have it down below. This shade here on the outer corner. Ooh, this is a Makeup Forever 234 straight and wavy brush, and it's angled. Ooh. And I know this is chancy purchasing this palette from overseas, because it's not like I can return it if I had a bad reaction to it or something. So I really took a chance on it, because when I saw her looks, I'm like, I have to have that palette. And it was like an extra $15. I don't know if that was expedited fee or if it was for customs, like I'm not sure. But it did come in 2 weeks, and when I ordered it, I said, I'm just going to forget about it in case it never gets here, gets lost in shipment somewhere. I will put somewhere over here like what the total price was that I paid for the palette and for shipping. And when I received the shipment email, I'm like, oh, okay, it did ship. And then I forgot about it again, because I'm still thinking, I've never ordered from overseas. Like, what if it doesn't get here? What if it gets lost, or just whatever, or it ends up at the wrong address? And then one day it was in my mailbox, and I was just like, oh, okay. So I was really excited. So I really took a chance. This color story and the looks that she did, I'm like, I just have to have this palette. I had to. I think I ordered it like the same day that I saw her video. And I was reading the comments. And I believe the website is in French. But what you do is you open up Google Translate in another window and just copy and paste back and forth to read, you know, what the palette is about and all of that information. And some people were commenting like, oh, the French I learned in school paid off. Google Translate, y'all, okay? So ordering something in another language is not an issue with Google. So then we're going to take Rebecca, this shade here. when that's going to go on the inner part of our transition area. Excuse me. I should have took that nap instead of came on here and played with my face. Scott Barnes number 61 brush. So that's going to go in the inner portion of our transition area. I was looking at my notes to make sure I was putting colors where they're supposed to go. Well, to recreate her look. And that helps me when I see a palette. Also, she has this olivey undertone too, which is great. Her complexion is lighter than mine. She's in the Netherlands, by the way. I will link her YouTube channel below, either that and or the link that she did to this video that shows her looks with this palette. And I will also link her Instagram below. And part of her intro, sorry for smacking, is if you're slightly orcish, like me, and then she says, let me explain slightly orcish, it means olive. And I'm like, okay, I have a slight olive in some parts of my undertones on my face. Oh, so we're going to sit this one down with the green, and we're going to take another one, and we're going to take Lavina, and I'm sure that's supposed to be pronounced with some type of an accent, this shade here. And that's going to go on the outer portion of our lower lash line. And this helps me with my color perception too, because like, okay, this is like a blue greenish shift, a blue shift, and you put, you know, the lime green over top of that. And this, you see more of the darker purple in the shift. And we're going to put a dark blue above that. So this helps me when I watch videos and I see colorful looks, which I love. It helps me realize, okay, what goes with what. That came out darker than I thought. I didn't expect it to be that dark. I'm gonna have some blending to do. And I know I'm talking funny. I'm just kind of in shock. I did not expect that. And I didn't even do like a straight line. Oh my Lord. So we're gonna bring this over. Oh my goodness. That is pigmented. And it is a deep shade. And maybe after putting this one here, I just expected this one to be lighter, even though it's darker in the pan. So this is the inner transition, and this is the one we just placed. And so, yeah, it is really darker. I just wasn't ready. So I'm going to take a blending brush and blend this. Okay, there we go. And I'm holding the brush at the tip just to feather it, because I don't want to lose any of the colors, and I don't want it to get muddy, which I don't think it will. But I'm liking those tones. And so we're just going along that top edge and this edge over here. I wasn't ready, y'all. I was not ready. And this is exciting though. When you do a look for the first time, you haven't even swatched the palette, and then you put it on and it's like, oh, like I had no idea. I mean, I had an idea from looking at it, but looking at it and swatches are two different things. And also swatches and applying it on your eye is also another thing, because they don't always look the same. The same brush with that shade, we're not adding any more color on here. We're just filling in this space right here with the residual color on the brush. So we're just blending that. All right, we're going to take, what brush did I have for that? Oh, and Lavina is also supposed to go in our crease, which we did take that up over to the crease a little bit, and it's going to go on our lower lash line. So before I do that, I'm going to take, for some reason, I don't know why I thought Okay, I had a blackout for that because another color going under there is a different shade. So since Lavina's blue, we're going to take a blue on our lower lash line. We're just using this as a base for that shadow, which I could just put primer under here, because it's not as if that shade needs anything to help it intensify, such as a liner as a base. If you heard a thump, that was my freezer. And no, I do not have an ice maker, so I don't know. I think when it cycles on and off, sometimes it bangs, but usually because I'm watching TV, like, I don't hear it. This is NYX Retractable Eye Pencil. So we're going to take that same shade. This is colorful, and this is definitely grungy. This came in the palette. There is a mirror here, and there is a piece that you pull off of the mirror, which I did not do yet. And this was over top of the mirror, and this is over the shadows. And so I still just have everything in here, because I told you I looked at it, and then it's been waiting for me to play with it. This shade, actually all of them so far. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be editing out this side. And I think it's because I'm either just forgetting or because I'm so excited. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, thank you for visiting me. I do hope you come again. If you've been here before, hey, thank you for rocking and rolling with me on this troll train. And then we're going to take Willow. Where is Willow? This shade here. And that's going to go on our lower lash line. This is I am so sorry. This brush that we used for blending was an Esom V33. This brush we use for lower lash line is an Esom, where are you? 330. Esom V31. And this is a Makeup Forever number 210. And it says wavy, but it's a smudger brush. And so we're going into Willow. And we're taking a smaller brush to get this closer to the lash line and not blow it out like we did that blue. So if you want to smoke out your lash line, blow it out, you use a fluffy pencil brush. If you want to get close to your lash line, you use a denser, smaller brush. So just to show you in comparison. This one blew out the blue. This one to get Willow closer to the lash line. And I think we're almost done. We got one more shade to use, Freya. Or Freya. I think it's Freya. That's going to go on our inner corner. Something over here is throwing me off. It looks like a patch right here, but I don't know if that's just the dual chrome. Because right here it looks like a patch, but then when I look straight, I see the purple. So I think it's just the dual chrome or multi-chromeness or whatever of that shade. So we're going to take, and this looks kind of shifty too. Look at that. It's green. It's pink. It's green. It's pink. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is going to go here. In quite a few of her looks, she used this as her inner corner shade, and I see why. This is beautiful right here. The reason I mentioned her being olive is because I am too in some places. And sometimes that makes a difference in when you do a look. It gives you an idea of how those shades may look on you. So even though our complexions are different, our undertones are somewhat similar. Not as similar as they would be if our complexions were the same too. But it's really nice just to have an idea. Look at that. I'm going to take, excuse me for that, a clean blending brush because the other one has blue on it. And we are just going to just buff under here. We're going to take this blue on our inner rims. And part of me is like, do I want to even do all of that? Because this is going to get washed right off. So I think, yeah, all right. I'm gonna edit this part out. I did not put that on my upper inner rim. I just put it on my lower inner rim. And I'm going to use the Fenty Fly Pencil, and because I'm black, on my upper lash line. I'm going to edit this out. We're going to use for the first time, it came in, I think, BoxyCharm. Lime Crime Supernova Astronomical Volumizing Vegan Mascara. So I just opened it out of the box. It's good for 6 months. So I have to put a label on here if I don't have a bad reaction to it. Oh, it has a chemical smell. Hopefully it won't make my eyes burn like the last mascara that I tried. I'm going to cut the rest of this part out. I'm going to do my lower lashes and up and lower on this side. Question as always, what to do with the lips? I actually want to do it black. But do I want to not do a black and do a purple? Because of those shifts. Or, yeah, I'm going to do this purple. I haven't opened it yet. Oh no. Do I have another one already open? Well, a different one. Do we want to do this purple or this purple? I'm thinking this one because it's darker. Do I want to try with the Prep and Prime again? I can't stand that stuff. I'm going to try this Prep and Prime one more again. Because it's supposed to work with liquid lips. Oh, I have Vampy Violet from e.l.f. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put this welcome to the crazy. I'm put the Fenty away. And I used this Prep and Prime. Oh, my voice just cracked. Am I a little boy in puberty? Probably look like one with my hair so short. I used this over this before over a black one. I think it was the Ophir one. And it... No bueno, amigo. So this is Vampy Violet. I'm going to edit the rest of this part out to save time. I like it. So I'm going to do the swatches. Yeah, I'm digging this. And I have my cloth there. How many shades did we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got 4 fingers and a thumb. So, okay. But I do have a cloth here. The first shade we used on the lid, Medusa. Ooh. The next shade was, I'll put it on the screen. Mercadito. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. And I'm not doing heavy swatches, meaning I'm not digging and rubbing, because that's not what we do when we apply it on our lids, right? Rebecca. This was the inner transition shade. Lavina, the outer transition shade. Gosh, these are beautiful. My first time touching these with my hands. Willow. Where was this? Lower lash line. That's that shade. And then also Freya on our inner corner. Our tear duct area highlight. Let me use a clean finger because does that look like that? Well, yeah, because you have the green and then the pink and yeah, so I'm gonna use a clean, and I have wiped it off, but my finger is stained. So we're gonna take a clean finger, even though usually when I use this microfiber cloth, it does clean my finger. And so that's what it looks like. I'm gonna take some more. Yeah, so it is lighter on a cleaner finger. Go figure, right? So that's what that looks like. which is more true to what it looks like on my eye. So this is this palette, my first look. Let me know what you think. If you have this palette, let me know what you think of it. If you've done looks with it, feel free to post it below, and you will see me with look number 2. I don't know when, but thank you for being here. I'm trying to wipe this off and I can edit that out too. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to get close for you, even though my face is patchy as hell. But this is what we have. So thank you for watching, and you'll see me in the next video.